Get over here!
When you enter the land that the Lord will give you as he promised, observe this ceremony. And when your children ask you, what does this ceremony mean to you? Then tell them, it is the Passover sacrifice to the Lord, who passed over the houses of the Israelites in Egypt and spared our homes when he struck down the Egyptians. Then the people bowed down and worshipped. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 17 of Let's Play Blasphemous 2. I'm the Green Scorpion, and I am currently trying to figure out where the heck I am supposed to go, and I think it is this way. So, hope everyone is having a good day, a good time, a good weekend. I am here, and I'm glad to be back in this game. So far, trying to figure out what to do next, because in the last episode, we basically went... Hello. Okay, I think I see what I need to do here. Aha! Okay, neat. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna eat shit! Then what I can probably do, actually, is this. There we go. Oh, crap! I forgot that they did that. Man, at this point, I might as well just head back and to the Pray-Do and pray again, because there's... That was a lot of damage all at once. So how's it going, everybody? I hope everyone's having a good time, having a good day, having a good weekend. I said that already. So, yeah. Here we are in Santa Vigilia, doing our best to get through... Oh, okay. Nope, we are not... Oh, I see. Cool, cool. Alright. Yeah, a lot of this episode's going to be me trying to figure out exactly what to do here, because this is quite the situation. And am I even able to get past those, get past those thorns? I'm not sure I can, because I don't know if that's, Oh, you know what? Okay, I need to book it, because... I need to book it because those things don't last very long. Oh, I see. Hang on. Right. I gotta do this first. Alright, let's try this again. Again, I'm not sure if I can get this yet, because I don't know if I don't know if I can get past those with the, with my air dash, but I'm willing to try it anyway. So yeah, welcome everybody to today's Sunday sermon, and this one's a bit of an expected one because no, it doesn't. I don't know if I can do that. Let's mark this for now, and we can probably come back to this later. So, I'm sure at least a few people here watching this episode today might have expected an episode to come out for this Sunday, because at the time I'm recording this, and for a lot of you guys, this would have been last night, it is Passover Sunday. And I did want to take the opportunity to talk about that, as well as just talk about the general meaning of what Passover is actually supposed to be. There we go. Actually, yeah, with that, we can basically just open that up. So yeah, I don't think we can get past those thorns yet without, like, some ability that we're supposed to get here. Yeah, is that just a bottomless pit? I think so. Yeah, I can't get past this. So, what exactly am I supposed to do now? Whoa. Okay, there we go. Starting to remember some of this. There we go. Okay, starting to remember some of this. So yes, wanted to take the opportunity to talk about Passover and what that means, what it could... Y'all saw that, right? Yeah, okay, I swear I'm supposed to, like, use these thorns for something. For now, though, I think... Yeah, I'm seeing something at that grave. I'll have to look into that later. Let's mark that as well. Let's do this, actually. So, anyone who has a like passing understanding of the Book of Exodus will know what the Passover generally is. But I also wanted to kind of take the opportunity to talk about it in a sort of context that may hold a little more meaning than just what Passover initially is supposed to be, right? And that involves the idea of, like, letting things pass over, as it were. So, to those uninitiated, the original meaning of Passover and the tradition therein involves the liberation of the Egyptians, or not the Egyptians, the liberation of the Israelites from Egypt. Y'all know the story. You've seen the Ten Commandments or the Prince of Egypt. Let my people go. That sort of whole thing, right? By the way, if you're gonna show anyone a religious movie, show them the Prince of Egypt. It is an amazing movie. I'm sure like there's a good group of people in my audience who generally agree with that sentiment. Can I not? Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. Could it be that I need to go up there? It's possible. Yeah, let's actually go out of Santa Vigilia for now and see if maybe I can, like, access something else. Ow! Via up there. Well, that hurt. Might as well. So yeah, as the story goes, the tradition of, there we go. The tradition of Passover comes from when the Israelites were freed from the clutches of the Egyptians and the Pharaoh, right? The reason for the word Passover, for those who don't know, is y'all remember the plagues. Yeah, cast to you a plague into your house, into your home, onto your fields, onto your crops, that kind of thing, right? I actually don't remember the entire song, I'm not gonna lie. But there is the infamous 10th plague, which involves the angel of death sent by God to approach Egypt and basically kill their the firstborn of basically kill the firstborn of every family that resided in Egypt, unless you followed the tradition or the ritual of yeah, I'm cheesing this. The ritual of sacrificing a lamb and using the blood of the lamb to mark your doors before the night of the 10th plague. And if the Angel of Death spotted that blood, they would essentially pass over that home and spare the family within from the horrid plague of basically having your firstborn killed. Terrible thing. And, like, it's one of those things where it's, like, it's a kind of a good reminder that, like, you know, for all of the things, for all of the lessons and all of the, like, you know, preaching of, like, oh, God is your savior, like, God will be your salvation, which, yes, that is generally a thing I personally believe in. Lest we forget that God was kind of God was, like, kind of wrathful. Like, it's a very common theming, that is understood amongst, like, those who are a little more genre savvy when it comes to, like, you know, Christianity and, like, faith and whatnot, that, Old Testament God was pretty damn vengeful. Like, the guy did not show mercy. Unless, like, okay, that is, like, a bit of a lie. He did show mercy to those who basically followed him, and to those who had faith in him. To those who did not have faith in him, and to those who basically were like, oh yeah, like, you don't believe me, you didn't trust me, so, allow me to show you the error of your ways. Yeah, God did that a lot. Ooh, interesting. Is there a way in there? And actually, now that I think about it, I don't remember who this is. I'm actually gonna go revisit that. But anyway, right? So, the idea of the Passover is the fact that, like, you know, if you have faith in God, and, mark your doors with the blood of the Lamb, the Angel of Death will pass over, and, will essentially spare you the judgment of God, right? That's right, it's this. Oh yeah, no, isn't this the guy I need to give them the wax? Yes, this is the guy I need to give the wax seeds to. How many of them do I have? Oh, right, I need to do it here, I think. Yeah, no, actually, how many of these wax seeds do I have that I can give to him?
Por cada semilla, una hermana de cera vendrá. Invocadlas todas para que se apiaden de mi hijo.
Yeah, I have a lot of these seeds that I can give. Okay, so he says generally the same thing, so really it's just me, like, planting a lot of these seeds right now. No joke, this image is disturbing. I'm censoring it for YouTube, for y'all who don't want to see it, because trust me when I say, this is something you may not want to see. Oh boy. Or maybe you do, I won't judge. Okay, I have no seeds left, so if I exit and return, yep, there you go. Okay, so I do need to find all of them in order to complete that bit. So I do not have that yet. But, continuing with what I was saying, right? So that's basically the whole idea of the Passover. It is the idea that, you know, the Angel of Death shall pass over those who have faith in God and perform the ritual at his command, showing that they had the faith to trust that, you know, God will spare them. Upon the 10th plague arriving to basically, like, plague the Egyptians, right? That story could also be seen in, like, multiple ways. In a general sense, it is kind of a, sort of, like, lesson about, your own sense of spiritual growth, as well as the understanding of, like, you know, putting your faith in God, and it's kind of also an analogy for just freedom, you know, because, you trusted in God, and thus he will grant you the freedom, like, deliver you to the promised land, and, that is, symbolic. The Passover basically became symbolic for one's, spiritual growth. And that is, like, part of the reason why it is celebrated today by Jewish and Christian, like, groups, because it is a reminder that, you know, it is a reminder of, like, growing in your faith in God, while also understanding that, like, it is a step in your own spiritual growth that will eventually lead you to a sense of freedom, which is, like, perpetuated by, you know, perpetuated by that faith. In a similar vein, actually. Oh, now that I think about it, I could just travel to that Prie-Dieu up there, can't I? I can. As a matter of fact, I might actually check that treasure that's over there, because I might be able to access that. So, in that same vein, right? The Passover could also be seen as a sort of, precursor to the story of, Jesus Christ and his sacrifice of, at the cross, because just as, like, you know, the Israelites sacrificed the lamb in order to mark the doors to let the angel of death know, hey, pass over this house, spare us, and save us in a way. Cloth of the Old Woman. Is that a cloth belonging to the sprightly old woman who lives in the hamlet of the Golden Knots? The cloth is mysteriously pristine, without a single thread out of place, despite its great age. 'Twas the most beautiful present she had ever received, a handkerchief of snowy silk, crafted with such delicacy it looked as if sewn from pure light. That cloth brought Gastula. Oh, okay. Feelings of warmth and calm, but also awakened within her a deep curiosity. The present concealed something only she could barely perceive, something that whispered in a language of embroidery and soft folds. Perhaps she just imagined it all? Okay, so, the Hamlet of the Golden Knots, where might that be? Elevated Temple, Two Moons, Tower, Basilica of the Absent Faces, Crown of Thorns, Palace of Embroideries, Grills in Ruin, Street of Wakes, Mother of Mothers, Beneath the Sacred Grounds, Sea of Ink, Profundo Lamento, City of the Blessed Name, Elevated Temples, Chapel of the Five Doves, Aqueduct of the Costales, Ravine of the High Stones. I'm actually, I'm being reminded of just how awesome the names of these places are. Santa Vigilia, the Severed Tower, Labyrinth of Tides, Sunken Cathedral. I'm not remembering where that is, unless, it's not a place that I have visited yet. I also just gotta generally remember, a lot of these names. I don't trust the fact that there's nothing up here, unless... Oh, I see. Hang on. No, there's nothing there. I'll just go ahead and let that be then for now. So, continuing with what I was talking about, right? So yeah, the Passover, as I was saying, could be seen as a sort of a precursor story, or a precursor to the sacrifice of Jesus Christ at the cross, because Jesus Christ in and of himself is treated as the ultimate sacrificial lamb, as it were, because he put himself on, he got sacrificed on the cross for everyone's sins, and as a result, in the same way that the blood of the lamb signaled for the angel of death to pass over the homes of the Israelites, the sacrifice of Jesus and his blood is what signals God, is what signals God to, and lets him know that, this is a person who put his trust in Jesus, who put his trust in God, and wants to be saved, wants to go to heaven, and wants to put his faith in him. So there is a lot to garner from the story of Exodus in that regard. And additionally, it is one of those things where it's even if you personally don't believe in God, there is something to be said about understanding where you are in terms of how you perceive your own freedoms, your own growth, your own spirituality, as it were, right? Because one way or another, no matter how much Christians want to believe it, not everyone is going to believe the same things, and not everyone wants to believe the same things. And some people, like, go about their spiritual growth in very different ways. Guilty as charged. Like, straight up, I don't go to church anymore. I really don't. Whether that is because, I just don't have an interest of going to church anymore, or I just got, like, disenchanted with the church as a whole because of, like, you know, just the general stigma of, like, you know, religious tyranny in a way, or just, like, you know, I can't really, agree too much with how the church is run anymore. That's really anyone's guess. For me, personally, I used to have a church that I actually loved going to. I loved going to, the church, that I, the church that I... Did I just... Today I learned that you can slide down those ladders like that. I did not know that. Good to know. But yeah, like, I don't really go to church anymore because, like, I just got disenchanted with, like, organized religion as a whole. But again, I've expressed this before, I still worship in my own way. I still believe in God. I still believe in, like, you know, the, I still believe in the Bible, and I still believe in, Interesting. But yeah, like, I still believe in, like, you know, heaven, hell, earth, like the earth, and, like, you know, just Jesus as a whole, and God, and that whole spiel, right? This is not taking me anywhere right now. Maybe I'm doing this wrong, but what this is also telling me is that I see the wax door here. So what I could do right now is, if I were to take this Predieu to... I think I need to go to the Streets of Wakes. Yes. I think if I go to the Street of Wakes and go down here, I should be able to go here. Yes. The mud key has broken. So, this is the other bit of DLC, I think, for the Mea Culpa update. Yeah, I know those, enemies. The Icebound Mausoleum. Alright. Let's see where this goes. Okay, yeah, dude, I love this prayer, like, or this chant. The flamethrower is a great spell. So, continuing with what I was saying, right, in regards to the past. Oh god, that is a sick enemy design. That is morbid. I dig it. Sorry, pal, but allow me to put you out of your misery. Okay, that enemy is generally pretty easy, so long as I... Alright, gotta be a little careful here. Beautiful music, just gonna say right now. Huh. You can enter here. Okay. Oh. Oh, this is interesting. Ah, okay. I think. What are you? Ooh, okay. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I might have seen that enemy before, back in Santa Vigilia. Okay, this is cool. Oh.
Figura anónima. Me halláis aquí hundida, prisionera en este barro yerto, el barro de mi pobre existencia, donde ya ni frío siento, a merced del verdugo dolor en todo mi cuerpo entumecido. Ahora que habéis abierto una salida, las figuras de barro que emergen a mi lado se encargarán de liberarme. Ellas me indicarán el camino que debo seguir, pues no son otra cosa que mis plegarias, que se moldean del lodo mismo para acompañarme. Os recompondré vuestra llave. Tomad.
Oh. So... Oh, I can't even go down there. So...
Maestro, de vuestros susurros sale mi voluntad, mi aliento. Mas decidme, ¿por qué nos movemos entre sombras? ¿Quién es para vos aquel que oculta su rostro?
Okay. The plot thickens. Now the question is, does that influence if I can, oh, it does. How about that? Cool. That gives us another gold lump of gold. So, as we continue exploring, there is one more thing I want to bring up about the Passover. Now, what I like to do in these episodes, as a matter of fact, like I was talking about, like, you know, me worshiping in my own way, my own way of worship does also involve doing this. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I probably read the Bible, way more in the, like, way more in my life doing these episodes than I ever did, in the church itself. Because I will say this, I did do a lot of, like, Bible memorization, when I was in church. But, you know, the classic, like, you know, Sunday school, memorize your verses, like, understand, like, what's going on with the Bible and everything. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't retain a lot of it when I was a kid. I basically did it because I was told to. As an adult, I'm able to, like, contextualize it a lot more now. Specifically because of the fact that, like, you know, I have a better understanding of how I want to perceive, like, religion and God and that sort of thing, right? And in that way, my look at the Passover does stem from, like, you know, your own sense of, like, spiritual growth, the ability to trust in God, trust in a higher power, in a sense, and, like, I understand, like, you know, the whole, like, trusting in a higher power may seem foolish to a lot of people. And quite frankly, like, I can, like, as an adult now, I totally get that. Like, it's not logical to have to believe in a higher power or to have faith in the unknown. The thing is like, that's kind of the whole point with having faith in God and, like, religion, right? The idea of faith is because of the fact that you can't perceive it. It's one of those things where it's like you kind of have to come to your own terms in regards to that. And I know I've probably explained a lot of this before, but, like, it still bears repeating because that's one of those things that I want more people to understand. Not just those who don't necessarily believe in God or, you know, who have different religions, but those who believe in God too. We need to understand that, like, having faith in God, having that sense of, like, you know, believing in a higher power, for all intents and purposes, is pretty darn foolish. Like, on paper. And I'll get to why in a moment.
La vida y la muerte protegen la puerta ante vos. No miréis este rostro, pues no es más que el rostro de un pecador. Pero ¿cuál ha sido siquiera mi crimen? Si ese recuerdo busco, no lo encuentro. Puede que todo sea el producto de un delirio. Un truco de sombras de un sueño cruel, que se deleita en verme en este tormento. ¿Cuánto tiempo llevo aquí, prisionero de estas cadenas? ¿Acaso sigue siendo nuestro el pasado, aunque lo hayamos olvidado? Os lo suplico, rostro anónimo. Poned fin a esta pesadilla. Que se alce ya el filo mortal y que caiga helado sobre mi cuello. Sin piedad. Pues cuando la muerte quiera una verdad quitar de entre mis manos, las hallará vacías.
Oh. Oh, we need to do multiple levers, don't we?
Se alce el filo mortal y que caiga sobre mi cuello. Sin piedad.
All right, I guess we're doing this now. Oh boy. This dirge music is suddenly very, very fitting. So, looks like we have a mission to do, and we got a enemy gauntlet to do, so... Okay, it looks like with that lady, her spell doesn't go through if I hit her. So I gotta remember that. Oof. Awesome. Screwed that up a little bit. Ooh, okay. There's a lot going on here suddenly. Okay, take this opportunity. Switch to this, and... Lovely. Alright. So. As I was explaining, that is my general sense of, like, you know, how I view my own spiritual growth, my spirituality. And yeah, like I said, Passover does have something to do with that. But for those who may not have any sort of, like, faith in, like, you know, God, or, like, don't want to necessarily believe in a higher power, there is still a bit of a lesson you can learn from the idea of Passover. And I firmly believe that part of it is understanding the idea of letting things pass over you. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's be honest. It is a very volatile time for a lot of us. There's a lot of, like, hate going on. There's a lot of, like, conflict. There's a lot of just general bad mojo juju vibes going on, right? I love how I say it that way, but that's kind of, like, been a thing with me lately. But the reason I say that is because, like, there's just, like, it's a very tumultuous time for a lot of us. Like, there, no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And sometimes, if I may be so bold in saying, right? Sometimes there are better things we can do than worrying about dumb stuff, in a way. One thing that has come up lately that I feel is kind of a little bit dumb to complain about. Okay, not dumb to complain about, but, like, I personally believe is like people just making a mountain out of a molehill. Is, the situation with the Switch 2. So, the Switch 2 was announced. Just gonna say right now, I am personally very excited about it. But I get people's frustration. I get the fact that, like, you know, oh, hey, like, prices have gone up, it's too expensive, and a lot of people, like, if I may be so bold, are kind of jumping on the bandwagon of, like, oh, like, Nintendo, what the hell? Why are you doing this? Like, why are these games so expensive? And, like, I get that. I really do. But at the same time, can we really blame Nintendo for that sort of thing? Like, obviously you can. Like, if you want to complain about it, like, complain about it. I totally get why. But to do so without understanding the, like, nuance about it and jumping to conclusions as to why that is the way it is, I think is a bit short-sighted. And I'll get to why in a moment, because something tells me... Nope, not yet. We still got more to go. Awesome. Now, the reason I say it's short-sighted, right, is because, like, let's look at this from a very, like, realistic perspective, right? Nintendo, at the end of the day, is a company. And I don't mean to say that as in, like, oh, because they're a company, they don't care about the consumer. No, they do. They really do. Like, I'm not here to defend Nintendo and say that they're perfect, because they are not. There are some things about them that I do not agree with, and that's more so, like, their draconian methods of, like, you know, their draconian methods when it comes to, property protection, but that's a whole nother can of worms. But, like, there's a lot going on when it comes to, like, business and marketing and, like, keeping prices low. And I'm not going to bring up the obvious, implication as to why things are the way they are when it comes to that, because that's, like, that's going into a conversation that I don't think I'm ready to have right now. But, empty room. Keep that in mind for now. Am I able to jump down there? No, I am not. I think I just gotta continue exploring. But as I was saying, right? Like, the reason I say that it's short-sighted to just jump to conclusions and, like, immediately, like, start, like, playing the blame game in regards to, like, why things are the way they are and why this is the way it is and so on and so forth, right? Is because, well, we don't understand the full context behind it. Like, we don't really know, like, the true reason as to why that is happening. And even if we do, like, chances are it's a lot more, like, nuanced and a lot more complicated than we would like it to be. Much like anything, really. Like, too many things out there that are far more complicated than we would like them to be. And the reason I say, like, it's that kind of thing, and it's a lot of the things, in regards to what people are saying, that I believe are the things that we should learn to just let pass over. Because at the end of the day, like, it is what it is, you know? And there are some things that we shouldn't treat as it is what it is. And that's kind of the point I was getting at, because, like, in my personal opinion, this is just my, like, way of thinking about it. There are things out there that I personally feel are way more crucial to be mad about than the pricing of a goddamn video game, if I may be so bold in saying. Like, take it from someone who absolutely adores video games. I love video games. I want to play them. I want to, like, buy them. I want to be able to play video games, and not have to worry about anything else, right? But the thing is, like, you can't really live like that, because at the end of the day, like, a lot of us do use video games as a means of escape, and I get that. But one way or another, whether you want to or not, we can play all the video games we want, but eventually we're going to have to face the music. Eventually we're going to have to face the reality that, you know, things aren't as, things aren't, like, you know, as, like, sorry, focusing because I don't want to die. Things are not as simple as we want them to be, and sometimes there are other things that we need to be focused on. In particular, it is that whole idea of, like, you know, letting something like this pass over us, and like letting certain other like the comments of like other people pass over us, because yeah, that's another thing. There's a lot of misinformation being tossed around out there. Something that I feel is very dangerous if you consume it too much, because, like, you know, you get misinformed, you get, like, you know, you start jumping to conclusions or speculations as to, like, you know, oh, this, or that. But at the end of the day, like, use your better judgment. And again, like I said, there are things that I feel are way more worth talking about than the pricing of a goddamn game console that at the end of the day is a luxury. And I know a lot of people have, and I know there are plenty of people out there who might agree that video games have become a necessity at this point because it helps you, like, you know, it helps you deal with the pains of reality. And I do agree with that to a certain extent. But the thing is, you shouldn't be, like, take this from someone like me who adores video games. And I use video games as a means to deal with the crap that's going on, right? If you start viewing video games as a necessity in order to help you deal with reality, or, like, you know, to try and, like, sate your, like, to try and keep a lid on your mental health, that's not a necessity, that's a crutch. I'm sorry, that is the reality of it. That is a crutch. To the point where that crutch, and a lot of people are not going to like hearing this from me, where that crutch could potentially become an addiction. And again, take that from someone who has almost been there. We need to understand that as much as we love video games, and as much as we would like to believe that, oh, we need video games in order to deal with, like, the crap outside, no, I'm afraid not, guys. Like, the reality of the situation is, like, yes, video games are great. They're amazing. They are, like, they do help so many people, and I'm sure that there are plenty of people out there who have a great story about how video games help them get through, like, tough times, or, like, a really bad situation, or a really bad place. Like, believe me, I get it. But that video games are not the answer to life's troubles. They are not the answer to life's problems. They are not the answer to turmoil, to like strife, to your mental health, in a way. Like, I'm just gonna say right now, people who use video games as a means to, like, escape reality or deal with reality to a rather, like, egregious extent, I hate to tell you this, guys, a shrink will have a field day with those guys. Is that a harsh truth? Yes, but take it from someone who's been there. It's not a hill you want to go down, and it's not a hill you want to die on. And that leads into, like, what I was trying to say earlier, right? Because, like, that was kind of like a tangent of, like, a whole different spectrum. Sometimes you just gotta let certain situations pass over, and, like, not necessarily, like, address it. Ooh. Oh, wow, that was a great execution. Sometimes you gotta let things, like, just pass over you and, like, put them to the side for the time being, because we'll have plenty of time to, like, you know, address the issue that is the inflating market when it comes to video games. And this is also not me saying that you shouldn't be mad about it. I'm mad about it too. I don't like the fact that games are getting pricey. But I don't think it's as big of an issue as a lot of people are making it out to be. Especially when you look at the nuance, and especially when you look at the details behind it, you know what I mean? So, take that for what you will. And that, ultimately is, like, just one example of, like, letting things pass over, and just understanding that sometimes you just gotta, like, take things for what they are, while also understanding where your true focus needs to be. Whether that's your own mental health, your own spiritual growth, your own, like, understanding of, like, why things the way they are, or, in a broader sense, just like, you know, doing your best to improve the world around you, you know? Sometimes you just gotta let things wash over you like a river over stone in order for you to be able to have that perspective to focus on the important things and do what you need to do, not only for yourself, but maybe perhaps for those around you. Your brain can only handle so much, like, turmoil, strife, and, like, negativity all at once. Sometimes you just gotta let it... Sometimes you just gotta let it go. And in regards to, like, the Switch 2, and in regards to the pricing situation going on there, that's a problem I'm willing to let go for the time being. Especially because, like, I also want to see how it plays out. And I'm willing to wait for that. Woo! I'm gonna take another flask. Ow! That guy is placed in a very inconvenient spot. Oish! Find the source, find the source. Ah, crap. There we go. Okay. Starting to get the flow now. So yeah, thank you for coming to my sermon about the Passover. Its meaning, the history behind it, why it is important, and what you can garner from it as a non-Christian. Which I think there is a lesson to be had in a lot of ways there. Because, like, that's also another thing. Like, that's not the only interpretation of the Passover that one can garner from that. And I think that's kind of, like, something that people need to, like, understand when it comes to just how they perceive, like, a lot of the Bible. You don't need to be a Christian to read the Bible, if you ask me personally. Like, there's a lot of lessons you can garner from the Bible, even as a non-Christian. Oh, I'm back here. Now, the question is, where do I want to go from here? And I think there is something up there as well. That is still a very disturbing death animation. Oh, right. These, yeah, I still don't remember if I don't have that thing. Now, the question is that what I need in order to get past all of that? I do see one path down this way that I might be able to, go through, so let's go ahead and check that out. I will say, I really like this, this Icebound Mausoleum area. Oh, okay. Jumped at the very wrong time. I'm just gonna go ahead and pass over all of these guys right now because I kind of just want to focus on navigation right now. Okay, so down there. Ah, okay. I think I see it. Yep, over here. I have not been here. Cool. Okay, we're on the right track. Okay, you in particular are going to make this difficult, so... Oh, no, actually. Cool. Okay, it's one of those, isn't it? Ah, crap baskets. Okay, getting out of here. There we go. Oh! Okay, I'm going to keep that door in mind for now. As of right now, though... Yup, okay, I gotta book it. Yeah, baby, there we go. Bandage of a Heretic. What do we got here? Oh! It's a rosary. Grants a slight fervor gain when breaking an object. Okay. A dirty blindfold belonging to a blind commoner who claimed to be able to talk to the miracle himself. In the face of such unspeakable blasphemy, she was executed and cremated. Well, ain't that lovely? Yeah, at this point, it's just a matter of, like... Okay, that was actually kind of sick. Yeah, at this point, it's a matter of, just navigating as best I can now that I don't have any magic. Because now I gotta get all this guilt purged. Still, progress is being made. And a pret-due. So we got a little bit of time left. Here's what I'm gonna do, actually. Let's head back to the city and purge this guilt, and then we can come back here and continue our endeavor through there for a little bit longer. I feel bad for the old man now because, like, while this build is cool in, like, keeping me alive, I'm building a crap ton of guilt from all this.
¿Deseáis entonces limpiaros de vuestra culpa? Sea, pues.
There we go.
El sacramento ha sido completado. Ahora, marchad con sosiego.
Okay, so, now that that's done, let us pass over all these flowers. I didn't realize I'd be making jokes about this now. And head back to where we were. So I believe it was this one. Yep. Hang tight. Hang on a second. Am I? Oh, no, I see. I can't go up there. Not yet, anyway. Or can I, actually? Hang on a sec. No, I can't, because there's no, like, way to get up there easily. So, if I go this way, I think there's a path down... Yep. Ah. Ah. Okay. There we go. Okay. I almost ate it. Yeah, these blocks are not making this easy. Okay, there we go. Oh, yeah, right. Can I reach him from here with the flamethrower? I can. Unfortunately, I am out of Well, I would be out of tears if you weren't feeding me fodder. Perfect. Yeah, I think this flamethrower ability might be my favorite chant so far, because it is proving very effective. Oh, we got, Can I make that? No, I don't think so. Okay, so we got, Ah! Platforming puzzles. Or platforming challenges. I can do this. Ah, I see. Cool. And this is another one? As a matter of fact, it is. Oh, that's it. So, I believe we gotta make our way back now. I believe... Yes, okay. We can take that Prie-Dieu up at the top and make our way back, and we can give this guy the mercy he needs. Let's do this. Those of you with weak constitutions may want to look away from the screen now.
El filo ya brilla sobre mi nuca descubierta. Mi ansiado fin se acerca. Oh, destino implacable. Permitidme reposar en el lecho gélido de vuestros brazos, que en el olvido de la existencia encontraré mi consuelo.
I didn't know you, sir, but I hope you find peace. Vaya con Dios. The Pearl of the Punished. Grants a slight HP gain when breaking objects. Ooh. One of several beads that make up a common prisoner's necklace, marking his punishment in the eyes of the people. I am actually going to equip that. Great. What was the other one that I had equipped? It was the Pewter Tears. Alright. So. What do we get once we do that? Let's go ahead a little further and see where this takes us. Ay, mama! Alright, awesome. Oh, you're gonna explode! Okay. I keep forgetting that thing has a martyr mechanic. Okay, so that takes us here. Is there a reason I was not able to go this way before? Yes, there was, as a matter of fact. Go ahead and open that. Now then. So if we go further down... Please tell me this is where I can find the ability that is going to allow me to get past those thorns. Oh, we're doing this now, are we? There we go. Beautiful. Ooh, this is tricky! Okay, just above the guy's range. Lovely. Yeah, baby! That's what I'm talking about! Okay. Yeah, let's keep going just a little bit further until we find the next pred deal. Or maybe this treasure that is going to allow me to get past all this. I think there might be something up here? Okay, no, we can't go up there yet. Ooh, okay. I'm actually quite impressed that I'm able to do that, like, with that timing. Huh. Ooh. Cute. Very cute. Oh. Also cute. Also very cute. Now, that would allow me to... Okay, that allows me to go back. Oh, I see. Okay, this is a pretty clever puzzle, not gonna lie. And that in turn allows me to do this. Yup, I'm getting it. No joke, that's a pretty nifty puzzle. Okay. Consider me impressed. Neat. So, what do we find here? Another pred-due. And I believe that is going to mark the end of this episode. So, thank you guys for tuning in to episode 17 of Let's Play Blasphemous 2. Muchas gracias por acompañarme. Thank you so much for joining me. In the next episode, we're going to continue our venture through the Icebound Mausoleum. And hopefully have some more lessons and have some more sermons in the future. And at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening. And at the end of the day, whatever you take from the Passover, whether you celebrate it or you don't, I hope you had a good one. Remember to never let up on your own growth, whether it's mental growth or spiritual growth. And remember to let some things pass over, because some things are more important to deal with than others at the moment. We can deal with the little things later on, but right now we got bigger fish to fry. And I'll be right along there with you guys. Vaya con Dios. Que Dios le bendiga. See you next time.